Hi, Matt of etrailer. Today we're going to be talking about the Swagman XTC2 bike rack on the back of our 2018 Acura MDX. Now this will be a great rack if you're looking for something just to kind of get in the bike riding, just to take your bikes from point A to point B. Now we're mainly going to be talking about how this rack interacts with our vehicle today. So let's start off with how the bike's sitting on here. So you can tell we have a mountain bike with some wider handlebars, and if we're on a bumpy road, we still have plenty of space where we're not going to make contact with anything. Now we won't be able to open up our hatch quite yet. To do that, I'm going to tilt this back. The way I can is by coming down to the bottom and pulling this pin out. I'll have a clip on it too. Once that's removed, we can just tilt. And there we have it. And there's going to be plenty of space to actually open up our hatch. I can actually do that now. And it's going to be great for a couple reasons. If you're someone who's wanting to get ready for your rack or your bike ride and you want to keep your stuff back here, anything like your helmet, your shoes, you can do that. Or if you just want to do some grocery shopping and throw your stuff back there, you can still do it. And with that said, we can put this back up just by pushing on it and then put our pin and clip back through here to secure it down. Now let's talk about how we can take this off. Once I find that pinhole, since it is going to be a little bit hard to see since it's going to be underneath the rack, there it is. Now for removing the bike, what we have to do is pull these rubber cables here, like that. You're going to have one on each side, your front and back tire. I like that because they're easy to use, and having one on each tire kind of makes it extra secure. Now when we're coming over here to the main frame of it, we're going to be making frame contact. So this isn't going to be great for your carbon frame bikes or alternative frame bikes, more for your more standard bikes. With that moved out of our way, all we can do is pick it up and take it off. Now I try to be pretty careful when I'm doing this process because this metal bar here can kind of get in our way and it can be a little bit of a tight fit through there. But with that removed, we can take it out for a ride. Now you'll notice we're going to have these cradles at the bottom, and what's neat about these cradles is you can actually move them up and down on that metal bar to accommodate different sized bikes, just like this. And once you find a good spot, you can just tighten it back down. Make sure you put these back into place so it looks a little bit nicer. And then we can talk about some of the different positions they'll sit in. So there's going to be two main positions. We're going to have this one where we can take it out of, where we can pivot these arms up. Now this will save you some space, but mainly in your garage. So when you're driving around, you can put this back in, but to me that doesn't help us too much. So I'll put that back in. And instead what I'd recommend doing is putting down this arm here. That's going to be the same process, pulling one of these pins, lowering this down, and there we have it. So let's start off by getting a few measurements, and that first one I'm going to get is going to be the ground clearance. Closest point to the ground is going to be about 14.5 inches. So if you're going up any steep inclines, definitely keep that in mind. The next one I'm going to get is going to be the overall distance. And that's going to be about a little bit under 22 inches. That's going to be really compact for a 2 bike rack. Still keep in mind if you're in a really tight spot like a parking lot or a garage. But from here, you'll notice we're not going to block anything vital. So our taillights, license plate, back window aren't going to be blocked. We are going to pick this up in your backup camera, but that's good because we want to make sure this isn't going to collide with anything. The way this is going to install is we're going to have an 1.25 inch shank that goes into our 2-inch hitch receiver. The way that's possible is because we have this 2-inch sleeve adapter, so it's going to work with your 1.25 inch receivers or your 2-inch receivers. And then we'll have an anti-rattle bolt go through and connect to a clip on the other side to secure this into place. Now, in my opinion, I think this will be a great starter rack if you're just getting into bike riding. Now, there's a lot of other good ones too. One that comes to mind is going to be the Benton Ships and Grins. That's good, but it is going to be a little bit more premium and a little bit heavier. So if you want something a little more on the starter side of things, it's going to be a little bit lighter, this would be the better option for you. Of course, if you guys have any other questions, let us know here at etrailer. And again, I'm Matt, and thanks for watching.
Here on our test course, we'll start by going through the slalom. This is going to show us the side-to-side action. This simulates turning corners or evasively maneuvering. Once we get to the full speed bumps, we'll see the up and down action. This will be just like driving in and out of a parking lot, parking garage, or driveway. Once we get to the alternating speed bumps, we'll see the twisting action. This will simulate hitting a curb or pothole or driving over uneven pavement.